I think it started to
started
record,
now.
This is it, it's all trial and error, right?
It is, yeah.
And life is also trial and error. This is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
We don't, in the first conversation that we were having that we recorded, and following up on this one, the idea that we were discussing about is life doesn't come with the plan, life doesn't come with the manual, and it's all about trial and error.
Absolutely.
And I think if we are talking about learning from nature, learning from experience, then I think what you were talking about, the purpose is what we create for ourselves, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the purpose of social media? What is the purpose of my existence? What is the purpose of creating an economy? What is the purpose of doing anything?
Yeah.
And I think that's a larger context, and maybe people would want to ask themselves this question, or maybe some people ask this question.
I guess the concept of sort of mindlessness and mindfulness is relevant here.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about social media, the way I think about it is, it is valuable in that you can share certain information in a easier way, and many times what I find is without social media I may not be able to connect as widely as I connect.
Very true, right? Yeah.
Very good things.
Yeah.
But we also know with the human mind that people tend to then identify themselves with the persona they create within the social media.
Yeah, true.
And if you're not living your true self, if you're identifying with something that's been manufactured on a screen with all your photoshopping and accessories around it, because that is just for a screen, so you can't live a real life like a real life.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
what
happens.
happens. Exactly.
Real life like
a real life. Yeah. So you have moments, which you will cherish, which you can capture as a picture or video, which is nice. We have to come to live a real life. I guess that conflict in most people. So what they tend to do is they identify with that. They almost become addicted to that real persona.
Right.
But they have to take on that. So then the purpose is lost. They've lost the plot, basically. So what they're trying to do is, I need to look this way. Why haven't you commented on this post? Why haven't you liked it? Why haven't you put the smiley, the heart, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And my friend is getting so many more likes than I am. We are naturally competitive. We compete on the wrong things.
Yeah.
If you compete on being real, then you're winning, right? But here you're competing on being more artificial and trying to get the group's recognition for something which is not you, basically, and you aspire to that. In fact, without breaking confidentiality, I can talk about a condition called body dysmorphic disorder, where you think that you should look in a certain way. And I have got few people who've got their Instagram pictures in a certain way. They always aspire to be that. When they can't do that, they either overeat or undereat. So they're always several standard deviations from that point that they want to be. Never happy and miserable. So they're always checking, how they're doing.
By the way, it's interesting. I don't know if I read it somewhere or apparently, because this is Harley Street, so we need to talk to our friends in Harley Street. Apparently, some people are getting surgery done to look like their Instagram pictures.
Not some.
Yeah.
All of them that go to plastic surgeons, of course, they have a.
So it's true.
Big time, of course. Big time. And this is one of my friends in the cosmetic surgery world sometimes pick this up very carefully, and then they say, look, you need to really check out your mind before we attempt a procedure. The reason being, these people will never be satisfied no matter what the surgeon does to them. Yeah, because their idea is constantly changing, remember? Yeah. So if somebody else says, look, we can design this for you this way, you're satisfied with it, that's fine. But if I think I have to be this way, my view of myself keeps constantly changing, unless there is something major wrong.
It's funny. I think I posted an incident that happened to me. Near my house there is Joe and the Juice.
Mm-hmm.
So I was having my drink and my sandwich, and I looked across. At least 4 women stroke girls, they had lips almost identical. So I was joking with one of them. I said, so you guys, probably there is a sale on on lips, and where are you buying this? Because all of you have probably bought the same lips. And she was a bit offended. But I was thinking, what's happening, man? Everybody is looking the same. And then I realized, then you know what? You start to focus, because then your mind works like that. You have noticed it.
Yeah.
So you cannot now unnotice it. You cannot now unlearn it, right? And then I started realizing since that day that a lot of people are starting to look pretty much the same, especially when they have the surgery. So you can see that, okay, there is a surgery done. And it goes back to what we were discussing. I guess it comes down to, you know, will I blame the social media for it? Not really. Will I blame them for it? Absolutely, because they are trying to live into, trying to push themselves in an environment that is not natural, isn't it?
Yeah. But then, you have a condition where people strive for symmetry. Yeah. So our faces and our bodies are not symmetrical.
Right.
And you have a brain condition where people strive for that. That is an exception. But many times...
I think you're finding an excuse for all of these people. I'm sorry, this is politically correct speaking.
I know.
You have to do that because you are the...
No, because sometimes, what also happens is there are people with serious problems.
Well, probably 2% of them?
Yeah.
5%?
Small percentage,
yeah.
But then, like you said, even before social media, you've seen portraits. Perfect portraits.
Yeah.
You may not see people like that in real life. And they strive to be that.
Yeah.
And we have notes about historical figures having eating disorders, for instance. Too fat, too thin. Trying to do this, trying to do that. And I guess plastic surgery kind of came from that as well, to a certain extent. But I get your point. I think again, we come from purpose of some of these things, and then identity, So I think that is very important. What do you identify with? Do you identify with your real self? But then that goes back to your point. Do we really know what our real self is? If you want to identify with that.
Exactly.
But that's the point, isn't it?
This is.
So we haven't got a clue about who we are. We haven't got a clue about how to use our minds. So we're just following, whatever is happening around us, and assuming some of these identity, and we create it in our head based on our impressions and perceptions of the world. So if it is not done properly, we're pretty screwed up.
I've created a terminology called we are living in a world of self-hypnosis. So we've hypnotized ourselves, and we've been, the information that we are feeding in. And the other terminology I've created is GIGO, which is garbage in, garbage out. A lot of people are spending a lot of time developing their six-pack, looking amazing, but not a lot of people are spending their time on the mind to say, you know what, I live inside my mind, and this is where, I need to look good, I need to be confident, going back to what you were saying.
Absolutely.
That, I need to confident in how I look. So I think a lot of the kids in this generation, and a lot of people our age, they've lost confidence. They will be able to talk to you on WhatsApp, but when you talk to them one-to-one, God, they struggle to have that conversation.
Or they did have a few drinks.
Yeah.
We're having only coffee.
The thing is, I remembering an incident where a couple of my friends, we got together, we said, let's have a chat. And after 5-6 minutes, everybody was on the call. Everybody was on their WhatsApp talking this, that. And I just thought, wow, what's happening to the world? People feel more confident talking on WhatsApp and messaging apps and things like that. But the social engagement part, where people were social animal, and at the end of the day, this is where we were discussing loneliness comes from. Where I think some part of what you were saying technically is correct, but also a sizable part of it comes from our lifestyle.
No, what we always know is, this is well documented. So, genetic probably kind of loads the gun. and lifestyle triggers it. So you may have a genetic predisposition to some of these things, but when you adopt a certain lifestyle, this comes to the fore and you are in deep problem. So what we see in society is a manifestation of something internal. And when that's not managed well, that's what we have. You know? And I think what is very important is, and again in this piece, we might be focusing a bit on the identity, like we talked about the purpose in the last one. What do you identify with? But when we don't know what we identify with, like I say, garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't know what you're identifying with, you don't know how to use your mind to align with your identity, of course you're not getting the results that you desire, But it's fascinating, isn't it?
I mean, let's see. We have a couple of minutes. One thing, I learned from my experience, and I think where I am in my life, it's mostly to do with the decision that I've taken, and I think people find it easier, I think, to pass the blame and say, this happens because this was wrong, that was wrong. And it comes back to the point that you were making. Who am I is a big question, right? Because, we are born with a clean slate. Yes, you inherit your personality, you have a little bit of DNA, and then we will talk about this, which people talk about the second brain, which is the gut. So, the bacteria inside your gut, the microbiota inside your gut can shape your and does shape your character and
maybe
personality.
The next video we should be talking about decisions. You are your decisions. So
let's do that.
Let's do that. I think we're approaching the 12 minute walk.
So I think that's enough.
The next one.